Hello, everybody. It's me, the excellent reviewer. I wanted to do this video on podcast audio form just because I don't really have time to get the camera out and record and everything like that. So I just decided that I'll do it like this. It saves me some time, it saves me some energy. But we're here to talk about SummerSlam 2017 because SummerSlam is this Sunday. And we have a lot to cover. This is my official predictions video of who I think is going to win, the matches on SummerSlam. And I will say this, SummerSlam 2017 is looking to be really, really good. I mean, just the amount of matches that they have. They have 13 matches for this year's SummerSlam. I think that's insane that they have 13 matches. How they're going to fit all of that. I think it might even go just as long as WrestleMania 33 did. So we're going to see what happens in like all these matches, because that's insane. 13, they just kept on piling matches and matches and matches. And the one thing that we can really hope for is that this year's SummerSlam is better than last year's, because as we all know, last year's SummerSlam was bad. It was bad. And I know I've been talking about a lot about New Japan. I've been talking about a lot of New Japan in this week alone. So I wanted to do something different, and here we go. We're going to talk about SummerSlam. First match on the pre-show, Akira Tozawa defends his Cruiserweight Championship against Neville. One-on-one match. This is pre-show. Honestly, it was really shocking when Akira Tozawa won it, because it was really out of nowhere, and I don't see the momentum. I don't see the reasoning behind it. I think this is one that Neville is going to regain really fast. I'm not a huge fan of this whole rivalry that they have. It's just, why would you take the belt off of Neville when he's just been so good? He's been basically undefeated. I'm not counting tag matches in singles competition since January. Since January, when he won it in the Royal Rumble. He could have held on to that title for 5 years, 10 years, and it would have been the best thing going on Raw. But they decided to give that win to Akira Tozawa. They decided to give that title. The person who would end Neville's reign would be Akira Tozawa. And I'm not a huge fan of his. I don't really get his whole ha 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 gimmick. I don't. I just, I don't really know. So I'm going to say my official prediction for this one. I'm going to say that Neville regains it. Hopefully he does. I like Neville a lot. Like I said, he could hold on to that title for 10 years. And he would be one of the most interesting things in the world going on in professional wrestling. Now, after that, we have, I don't know why this is on the pre-show. But it is. It's the New Day against the Usos for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. We recall they were the only really good match during Battleground. And it baffles me why this is on the pre-show, but I guess, when you have 13 matches, you sort of have to make do, and sometimes your matches go into the pre-show column. I think if anything, the match that, the slot that should have gone to this one should have been Randy Orton against Rusev. I think that makes a better pre-show match than the New Day against the Usos. But regardless, that is the match in the pre-show. I'm going to say that the New Day retain. Even though the Usos are really good, and this is going to be the third time that they battle for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. I just generally think that the New Day, since they won it, they haven't had that much momentum with it. And sure, the Usos have been attacking the New Day like crazy. The New Day have also retaliated back. But definitely I'm going to say that the New Day retain. I don't think they're going to break records. I don't think they're going to hold on to those tag team titles for like a year and it's something like they did with the last ones. But I will say that that the New Day will retain, at least for now. And, this should be exciting. The third pre-show match. It's going to be the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, and Jason Jordan against The Miz and The Miz Taraj, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and The Miz. I'm okay. No one is excited for this match. Six man tag team action. It's just okay. The Hardy Boys, they are generally something. Still love watching. Still love watching the Hardy Boys. The Miz is entertaining. I don't care about Bo Dallas. I don't care about Curtis Axel. I don't care about Jason Jordan. This is sort of just happening. It's just like, let's get them onto the mat. Let's get them onto the show. So let's have this match. They just threw it together, and it does. It's not. It's literally. I guarantee you, no one is excited for it. You could get the same reaction out of this match if it was Goldust against R-Truth, continuing that rivalry. But are they even continuing that rivalry? I just thought of that right now. If they're continuing that rivalry or not, I haven't really been keeping up to date that much, so I don't know if they're keeping that rivalry. That's an interesting question. But I guess I have to pick a prediction for this. I'm going to say Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan. I think they'll want that to be like, to get Jason Jordan over. I think, if anything, he'll pick up the win because they need to get him over. And he's not doing a good job of that right now. Okay. So we get to I don't know the specific order, but I'm just going off of what I know. I'm gonna say Cesaro and Sheamus defend their Raw Tag Team Championships against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I knew this was coming, that this match was going to come. Definitely, it's interesting to see Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, 2/3 of the Shield, getting back together on the same page. This rivalry between Cesaro and Sheamus sort of came out of nowhere, especially for Seth Rollins to have been involved, and Dean Ambrose. But I will say that I do love seeing them together, and this is something new for Cesaro and Sheamus. Definitely, this was not going to be the last match that these two teams have, and I will say that at least for the SummerSlam match, that I'm going to say that Cesaro and Sheamus retain. They retain the tag team titles, and then probably, because this could be a long feud, and that eventually Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins will get those tag team titles, just not at SummerSlam, not quite yet. Okay, another match that we have. Oh, this is one of the most anticipated. Big Show against Big Cass, and it's not really a stipulation, but Enzo Amore is going to be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. I don't know why they decided to. Big Cass said he doesn't want Enzo jumping him, but I don't know. I don't. There. It's a little gimmicky. It's a little gimmicky that they're like, okay, you're gonna be on the top of the cage, you're gonna be on top of the ring, you're just gonna watch everything like that. I think it's stupid, especially in this era. I am going to say Big Cass wins because he needs it more. Yeah, Big Show's been back and stuff like that, and he's good and all, and I think that he's a little more well received than when he was wrestling full time in his later years, but definitely Big Cass needs it more. If he is going to be solidified as a huge superstar, if he's going to be solidified as a big monster, then he needs to take out the other biggest guy in the room, and that is Big Show. So definitely, I'm going to say that Big Cass retains. Well, he doesn't retain, but that he wins the match. Sorry, I was looking throughout the other cards, and just all the titles that are on the line in this one. Randy Orton against Rusev should be something interesting. The whole thing was out of nowhere, like an RKO, because if you recall, Rusev and Jason Jordan had an incredible match. They had an incredible match on SmackDown. And so Rusev is all like, okay, like I wanted competition. You gave me Cena, and yeah, he did beat me, but I need more competition. Randy Orton came out of nowhere. He just came out of nowhere and RKO'd Rusev. It was really out of nowhere. And on the end of, not this SmackDown episode, but the week before, after he after Randy Orton beat Jinder Mahal, that's when he went to the to the ramp and everything, and gets super kicked by Rusev. Super kick. I love how Steve Corino, no, not Steve Corino, what's his name? Kevin Kelly goes super kick. But yeah, definitely, I'm going to say that Rusev, who he's that guy who sort of has a little bit of credibility, but you don't really expect him to win that much. He's sort of a semi-jobber. Semi-jobber. He's not totally jobbed out all the times, but he is a semi-jobber. And I definitely think Randy Orton needs it more because he lost to Jinder Mahal 3 separate times, and he's been on a losing streak a lot. And this is Randy Orton's probably most worst year in WWE. So definitely, I'm going to say that Randy Orton needs it more. Randy Orton needs it more than anyone. He needs a win more than anyone, especially on this card. Oh, we're going to get to an interesting one right now. Finn Balor, the Demon, is going to come back against Bray Wyatt. Now, talking about this, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Because if you look, it's just Bray Wyatt and all his charisma and his cult leader status, his whole character against the Demon King. That's why Broken Matt Hardy and once they have Broken Matt Hardy, of course. Once they have Broken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, it's going to be gold. Just like this should be gold. This should be gold. Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, against Finn Balor and the Demon King. The Demon King. And it's gonna be a really good, I think, an interesting match to watch. But as we all know, looks can be deceiving because we all thought Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt was going to be interesting, and we all know what happened with that at WrestleMania. So my prediction is that, okay, I want to say Bray. But I'm not really sure because Finn Balor has sort of been on this whole not losing streak, but he hasn't been the same. Like when he first debuted on the main roster, all the way back in last year, he was on fire. He defeated Roman Reigns, was the #1 contender for the Universal title, and he got injured, and he sort of hasn't been able to get back to that same level since he returned. So I think I'm going to say Finn Balor takes it. And maybe they'll have another match because I think it's going to be something to watch. Just Bray Wyatt. Maybe not so much the Demon King, but just Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. But I'm going to say that Finn Balor wins that match. What else we got? Let's focus on the women for now. And we have Naomi against Natalya for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. It's been a weird feud. This whole thing, as I've said before on the channel, is that it's very, very weird how this match came, because it's Natalya going up against Naomi. Now, Naomi has been well received by the crowd. Everyone loves her. But her title reign hasn't been the stuff of legend, you know? There have been at least 2 pay-per-views, I believe, where she hasn't defended because they had #1 contenders matches. There was at Money in the Bank. They had the Money in the Bank women match, which I'm not going to get too much into because it made everyone furious. And then they also had the Fatal 5-Way Elimination. So she hasn't been that much active. She hasn't been that much active as a champion defending on pay-per-view shows. And Natalya, she's a very well veteran, and she's obviously here in WWE for a reason because she's really good. But it's just weird because when's the last time you saw Natalya in a championship picture? It's just like, when's the last time you've seen it? And there also is the wild card of Carmella, because Carmella, at any point, this could be a really grueling match, and Carmella could come out and cash in. I don't think she's going to cash in at SummerSlam. I don't think she's going to cash in at SummerSlam. I think she's going to wait just a little bit longer, but definitely Naomi retains. She's going to retain, and I don't think Carmella is going to cash in just quite yet, especially with everything happening to Baron Corbin. And we are going to get to that. I'm not going to talk too much about Baron Corbin that much, but since we're on the subject, Baron Corbin against John Cena, one-on-one. And now we have to say Baron Corbin has got quite a bit of bad blood between John Cena, because as we can recall, John Cena cost Baron Corbin his Money in the Bank cash-in opportunity. And he is furious. Now, John Cena, he's John Cena. Super Cena. He's not going to go down without a fight. I don't think this is going to be a squash match, because I've been reading online, people are saying, oh, the reason they did it is so he could have he could turn into a super aggressive superstar, and that he'll be able to beat up John Cena very easily. Like, a new aggressive side is going to be unleashed. But I don't think that's the case. It's just funny, because Baron Corbin has pretty much lost all credibility. He's lost all credibility when he failed to cash in on Jinder Mahal. It's so funny. But if I'm going to pick a prediction, I'm going to say Baron Corbin, just because he really needs it. He really, really needs it, because when you fail to cash in the Money in the Bank opportunity, it's bad. That's bad. Especially with Jinder Mahal. That is bad. If anything, Baron Corbin needs it more. We're getting down to it. We only have 3 matches left on the card that I have to talk about. So we're going to get to another one, another SmackDown Live, because the one that's left over for Raw, should be the main event. It's the next one that we're going to talk about is AJ Styles against Kevin Owens for the WWE United States Championship. And the special guest referee is Shane McMahon. Now, I'll let you know right now, I'm not too excited for this match. I think, the first match that they had at Backlash, I thought it was good. I didn't watch their second match, but I heard it was very and it was bad at all points. So this is the rubber match. The rubber match. Definitely, they're both Kevin Owens and AJ Styles have inadvertently attacked Shane McMahon. I know what they're trying to play at. Everyone knows what they're trying to play at. That, Shane McMahon, he can screw any of them at any moment. Definitely, that could happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Shane McMahon is going to call it down the middle, since that's his character now. I'm going to call it down the middle. So that's exactly what Shane McMahon is going to do. And I'm going to say AJ Styles retains. AJ Styles retains, because if they did another title change, it would be very, very, very frustrating. Because they said, reports had said that originally Kevin Owens wasn't supposed to win at Battleground. He wasn't supposed to win the title at Battleground. That's why they had that triple threat United States match on SmackDown, so AJ Styles could win it back. So definitely, I think the plan is to keep the title belt on Styles for a little bit longer, because, hey, it makes him look good. It makes him look really good, because not only is he going, for the world titles in the company, but he's going also for the other titles as well. The United States, maybe he could be Intercontinental. It's really good that he's going. It gets that diversity. Because one of the things that Kurt Angle said was wrong about Roman Reigns, is why people boo him, is because he sort of was shipped straight to the top. Now, I know he held the tag team championships while he was in the Shield, but sort of after he broke off into the Shield to be a single star, that's when he was pushed towards the title, and he never really held anything. The only other time that he was starting to get cheered for after his world title push was when he started to go after the United States Championship. That was the only other time. He was going for other titles, and that was the only time he was getting pushed and cheered. My bad. But yeah, I definitely going to say that AJ Styles retains. The second women's match on the card, Alexa Bliss against Sasha Banks, the second match, and it is for the Raw Women's Championship. Originally, the spot was going to Bayley, but Bayley got injured. She got injured, so she could not compete. After Nia Jax accidentally injured her shoulder. And I am a little bit interested in this match. Last one at Great Balls of Fire ended in a count-out, I believe. So Sasha Banks won that match. And I will say this, that Alexa Bliss needs to win this match. Why? It's already a made superstar. She's already made it to the top. She's a pinnacle of her career. But what she needs to win. That way, she gets that established. She beat an established star. She beats someone that is an established star. Because once you beat Sasha, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this person, Alexa Bliss, beat Sasha Banks. Alexa Bliss beat Sasha Banks. And all of a sudden, you can see that Alexa Bliss is the new star in the women's division. She's going to be one of the best one of these days. So I'm definitely saying Alexa Bliss is going to retain. Now we get to New Japan style, the semi-final. It is Jinder Mahal defending his WWE Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. And this is an interesting feud. Because Shinsuke Nakamura is finally, I think in my opinion, finally being given a push, a really good, decent push, since his call up to the main roster. And this match, Shinsuke Nakamura was the number one contender when he beat John Cena in an incredible match on SmackDown. And here we go, Jinder Mahal against Shinsuke Nakamura. The feud hasn't really built up really well. I will say that, there hasn't been very much interaction between Shinsuke Nakamura and Jinder Mahal. I would have figured there would be more, especially leading up to SummerSlam. But it's definitely a match to look after, and it's made it, I think, a little bit more predictable, because I will say this, that Shinsuke Nakamura is definitely going to beat Jinder Mahal. I think that's what's going to happen. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to beat Jinder Mahal, and because now that Baron Corbin is completely eliminated out of the equation, we can safely assume that Shinsuke Nakamura is probably going to win, especially with the fact that reports say that they no longer want to push Jinder Mahal. It's not the number one priority. So I definitely would say Shinsuke Nakamura wins, and that would be such an awesome moment to see Shinsuke Nakamura hold up his first WWE title. I just think they completely screwed the pooch by having Baron Corbin lose it, because there was always that question, whether or not he was going to do it, whether or not Baron Corbin was going to cash in. Now that it's gone, that threat is eliminated. I'm going to say that Shinsuke Nakamura wins it. Now we get to the main event. This I think in any match of the card, this is the main event, and this is the one that I and a lot of people are really hyped for. That is the Fatal 4-Way match between Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Now, what an interesting match this is. At least we are guaranteed a Brock Lesnar match that does not last between 1 to 10 minutes. We're guaranteed a main event. So many combustible elements between Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, even though everyone hates him, Samoa Joe, who is another destroyer, and Braun Strowman. I can see so many things happening for this match. So many spots. There are going to be tables. There are going to be, not steel chairs, maybe even steel chairs. There are going to be stairs that are going to be flying all over the place in this match. And also, Paul Heyman even said to himself, he said to the WWE Universe, that if Brock Lesnar does not win, then he and Brock Lesnar are going to walk out of the WWE. Now, I do not think that that is going to happen because my prediction is Brock Lesnar retains. I'm going to say it. He's going to retain, even though a lot of people, there are reports saying that Samoa Joe has been advocated by Paul Heyman to win the title. Maybe even Braun Strowman. Roman, I don't know, but I don't know just quite yet. He's been on the hunt for the Universal title for quite a long time, but he hasn't quite gotten it yet. So I definitely am going to say this is going to be a huge main event. Last year's main event was pretty, the hype for it was pretty good. I think this hype for this match is better for this match because you have so many combustible elements. Braun Strowman, the monster among men, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, even though he is still a really good wrestler, and Brock Lesnar. There are so many combustible elements in this match. Like I said, I think Brock Lesnar is going to retain. I'm not 100% sure that this is a ploy. That they're like, oh, you're going to do it, oh, and then, swerve. I think definitely that Brock Lesnar is going to retain because he's, even though he's gone all the time, he has a clear idea of what they're going to do with him. And there are also reports that he's going to hold all the way to WrestleMania. And he's going to challenge Roman Reigns. He's going to challenge Roman Reigns for that title. I don't know about that, but I do know that I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar is going to retain. Should be a hell of a main event. And that's SummerSlam 2017. All the cards. This is going to be a stacked show with a lot of good matches. Definitely, I think the main event should steal the show, as it should be. But there are a lot of combustible elements, not only in that match, but in this whole entire card. Definitely, it's something that, we should all be, excited for. I'm definitely excited for SummerSlam 2017 because it can't be as bad as last year's SummerSlam. Oh, gosh, and it can't be as bad as Battleground. At least we'll have solace. It's not going to be as bad as Battleground 2017 was. Definitely not that bad. But yeah, that's been SummerSlam 2017 in a nutshell. Do me a favor. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win the matches? Who do you think is going to come out on top? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, then make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you do all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I can't thank you guys enough because I could not be here without you. I couldn't be doing this without you guys because you give me a reason to do this. Because I love talking about professional wrestling. I love it so much, and you guys give me an audience. Thank you so much for that. I've been Samuel V, a.k.a. the Excellent Reviewer, a.k.a. Wrestling's #1 hype man, a.k.a. the true champion of YouTube, and I'll see you guys as soon as I can. Goodbye.